Head over Keels, actual naval stories.
Greetings, Captains! Welcome to the first episode of our Cinemarathon. My name's Yegor, and here with me is Sergey. He's a
senior specialist on military and historical projects.
Let me remind you of the rules of our Cinemarathon. If we manage to reach the target number of additional subscribers, then we'll provide a bonus code that unlocks a special combat mission that can reward you with a container and 1 million credits. But that's not all. After each episode of Head Over Keels, we'll provide another bonus code, 3 in total, just for you to enjoy. Let's see whether we've managed to hit the target number of subscribers since the moment our trailer was released. Intrigued? And congratulations! This means that you'll see a bonus code to unlock the combat mission at the end of the video. Let's watch now.
Head Over Keels, actual naval stories. A blimp versus a submarine. On a hot July evening in 1943, the crew of a K-74 blimp was patrolling the waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Everything was going smoothly. Then Lieutenant Grills, the blimp's commanding officer, spotted a German submarine on the horizon. Ignoring orders that strictly forbade engaging the enemy, the lieutenant ordered an attack. The blimp began its approach. It was spotted, and the submarine sounded its air attack warning. The K-74 passed directly over the submarine, but the bomb release mechanism became jammed. Anti-aircraft fire from the submarine damaged both of the blimp's engines, and more importantly, pierced the gas envelope. The blimp quickly started to lose altitude. But not all was lost. Having spent 8 hours in the water, the blimp's crew was eventually rescued by a U.S. destroyer.
You know, it's cool. I enjoy stories with happy endings, and I think we need to continue having fun. You should see a bonus code on your screens. You're great, and it was great watching the first video together. Hit the like button on the video and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. There's a reason why we have a historical consultant here with us. We're going to discuss what we've just watched. I thought that blimps were as worthless as cucumbers. Do they have any function at all?
They had military purposes. In particular, the U.S. Navy used Zeppelins for surveillance over sea areas, searching and even destroying enemy submarines.
Cool. Are there any mysterious stories that feature Zeppelins?
I have one about a ghost Zeppelin. A U.S. Navy Zeppelin, L-78, set out on a routine mission near San Francisco in August of 1942. The airship returned, but its crew vanished. Ensign Adams and Lieutenant Cody vanished without a trace. A peaked cap was lying on the dashboard. The secret case with documents that should be destroyed in case of any danger was untouched, but the crew had vanished without a trace.
There might be some conspiracy behind that.
One theory is that the airship crew approached too close to an enemy submarine and were captured by her crew. Another theory suggests that a fight broke out between the ensign and lieutenant, and both died.
Neither of those theories do it for me. I don't think they're plausible. First of all, what sane person would abandon a faultless operating airship with secret documents on board? And secondly, what conflict could there have been? What do they have to argue about? The sea is all yours.
Some say that it was about love.
Well, well. Our next episode is about a dangerous Mirage.
Head over Keels, actual naval stories. Dangerous Mirage. This story happened at the end of the 3rd day of the Battle of the Coral Sea, where the Imperial Japanese Navy fought against the U.S. fleet. A group of Japanese aircraft was returning to their carrier. The pilots were extremely tired and flew with all their remaining strength. Only a couple of minutes earlier, their wing was attacked by F-4F Wildcat fighters. The Japanese lost 9 planes. Before takeoff, the wing's commander, Takahashi Kakuichi, was tasked with finding and attacking the U.S. aircraft carrier formation. After several hours of unsuccessful searching in the stormy sea, the commander gave the order to drop all torpedoes and bombs and return to the carrier. The pilots were absolutely exhausted when they spotted an aircraft carrier silhouette. They gathered what little strength they had left, turned on their landing lights, and began the descent. The leading plane was about to touch down when the pilot suddenly realized that he was going to land on an American aircraft carrier. The Japanese bomber roared across the deck and zoomed back into the sky. Takahashi despaired. The enemy moved serenely below him, and he had nothing to hit it with. The Americans finally sounded the alarm and opened fire on the Japanese aircraft, but they had already disappeared into the night sky. Meanwhile, on the Japanese aircraft carrier bridge, Rear Admiral Hara took a huge risk. He ordered his men to turn on the searchlights to help Takahashi's wing get back. The pilots rushed desperately to the saving light. To them, the whole world shrank to the size of that flight deck. Of the 27 aircraft that had flown in that mission, only 6 planes were able to return and safely land on the carrier.
Look, considering the situation, I think it's good that 6 planes managed to survive. The following bonus code is especially for you. Let's talk about whether it's a unique case or a regular event.
Sure. In the history of World War II, an attempt to land on an enemy aircraft carrier is a unique case. But after the war, it even became a kind of a tradition in the U.S. Navy. Pilots of the U.S. Navy often landed on other U.S. Navy aircraft carriers during military drills. So the tradition was born. That's where sailors from these aircraft carriers came into play. They considered it to be their duty to remark about the mistakes of these pilots, so they painted various offensive words on the planes at night, and the pilots brought shame upon their flight groups when they returned to their home carriers.
It's like when you fall asleep at a party and get something painted on your face.
Almost the same. The difference is that the pilots knew about that tradition and tried to keep watch near their planes, even to the detriment of their sleep and health. But the cunning sailors still managed to find ways to leave offensive messages. These could be such words as captive, or our captain will break a neck of yours, or the word Navy could be crossed out and the word Army painted instead, thus hinting about the weak navigation skills of a pilot.
Oof, as I can see, this is the very photo for the story.
Yes, right. This is a panther drawn all over with words by sailors of a carrier.
Let's continue with traditions of different sides of conflicts and watch the Friend or Foe episode.
Head over Keels. Actual naval stories. Friend or foe. Autumn 1939. While patrolling over the North Sea, a squad of German fighters spotted several British Blenheim bombers, intending to attack 4 destroyers.
Heads up, British bombers ahead.
It looks like they've decided to hunt down our destroyers.
Everyone pick a target. The lead is mine.
As far as I know, we shouldn't have any ships here. Attack the nearest ship.
Heads up, action stations. Repel aircraft.
Sir, can't they see that we're allies? They're going to sink us.
Enemy down, attacking the next.
What's going on? Who should I fire at, sir?
Fire at the enemy, sailor! Fire! Scheiße! I'm hit.
Well done, Jimmy. Continue to attack.
That wasn't me, Commander. That was the destroyer.
Sir, haven't they recognized us yet?
Fall back. These are British destroyers.
Abort, abort, abort. Abort the attack. Guys, these are our ships.
They've recognized us.
War is the realm of uncertainty. War is the realm of chance. No other human activity gives it greater scope. No other has such incessant and varied dealings with this intruder. Chance makes everything more uncertain and interferes with the whole course of events.
Yep, fate sometimes interrupts our lives, like the following bonus code is interrupting our video. How often did such situations happen? I don't think it's easy to mistake your ship for an enemy and open fire.
Actually, there was a more unique case. The Luftwaffe and Kriegsmarine battled even without any Allied forces present.
You mean nobody helped them?
They confused each other. It was Operation Viking. The Kriegsmarine sent a task force comprising 6 destroyers to the Dogger Bank in the Norwegian Sea, where British fishing vessels had been spotted. And presumably, submarines of the Royal Navy had been located. At the same time, the Luftwaffe dispatched 2 bomber squadrons to the same area to destroy any British ships there. So, these 2 forces met each other. After a short pause, the German ships opened fire at their aviation, and naturally, the aviation mistook their ships for enemies and bombed them. It all happened like in a Guy Ritchie movie. 2 guys in a tight room look at each other for a while, then they open fire. One guy leaves the room, the other stays in there. On that day, the Kriegsmarine lost 2 destroyers. Max Schultz hit a mine, and Liberet Maas was destroyed by the Luftwaffe. Another destroyer opened fire. One can only imagine the mess that happened there. The sailors thought that they were being attacked not only by aviation, but by enemy submarines as well. The crew of a destroyer started releasing depth charges. One of the charges damaged the steering gears of the destroyer. Thus, 2 ships were destroyed. 1 ship was damaged, and no Allied forces were involved.
Who could imagine?
Following that, some conclusions were certainly made. Communications between the Luftwaffe and Kriegsmarine were improved, and Kriegsmarine ships received visual marks on their decks so that German aviation could easily detect and identify friendly ships.
What a great story! If you want to help ensure that you'll get a bonus code in the next episode, you need to perform one simple task. Subscribe to our channel. If we get the set number of subscribers by the next episode, a bonus code that unlocks a special combat mission will be waiting for you at the end of the next video. And
3 new interesting stories.
Or maybe even more. Don't miss our videos. Subscribe to our channel. See you all.